Hello everyone, this is Izabela from Gaian Gardens, and I would like to talk to you today about reglazing pots that don't look the best. I had few pots that I wasn't happy with the results of the glazes, like this pot with the portrait of a woman and few other pots. So I wanted to use this opportunity to show you a little trick you can do to actually apply the glaze on top of the already fired piece. Before you prepare the piece, make sure your glazes are ready and mixed, and when you have your piece ready, you'll be able to go and glaze it right away. When you're ready to apply the new glaze onto your piece, you first need to make the piece very hot. In the microwave is the best. So I used the setting of 1 minute and 35 seconds, but I actually had to end the action of the microwave earlier, and I checked how hot the pot was. It was very hot. So when you handle it, make sure you use a towel or protective mittens so that you don't burn yourself. Take the piece out with the towel into your studio. Holding it still with a towel to not burn yourself, then you can dip your piece or paint it, and just be aware that it's not going to feel the same as glazing a bisque piece, because we have a glaze already and that glaze is slippery. So that's why the microwave trick works so well, because by heating up the pot, the heat of the pot actually heats up the glaze that you're going to apply, and then the water from the glaze will be able to evaporate quickly and will help you reglaze it. Repeat the heating in the microwave for all the pieces you wish to reglaze. Here's another piece that I did in the same glaze, because it had the same problem, the iron oxide glaze that did not turn out to my wishing. And in this piece, actually interesting fact is that the inside was unglazed. I applied the glaze and refired, and it worked. I used the same technique with heating it in the microwave first on this sculpture pot of the green woman. The glaze before was very raw looking, and the lips particularly did not look appealing. They were purplish in color. So I've decided to apply a translucent green glaze and see what happens. Where the glaze was pooling too much, the puddles of the glaze, I was removing them with a dry brush. You can see me dabbing and removing excess glaze in some areas. I then left the piece to dry completely, so the first layer would dry completely, and applied another layer in a very gently dabbing motion with the fan brush, careful not to accidentally scratch off and remove the previous layer. It is a very delicate procedure, but it is possible to do it. I did not know how it's going to turn out, so I'm trying to apply a glaze as evenly as possible, leaving some drips in some areas, and doing my best to distribute it evenly. But it is not the same as doing it over a bisque piece, so we gotta be very careful. Next, they're going into the kiln, waiting for the glaze firing. And the first peek into the kiln shows already a lot of improvement on my green lady. I think the green glaze was a good choice, and it blended well with the oxides that I have previously used. Here is a look at the rectangular pot after reglazing and refiring. This reaction is actually really cool. I think it's beautiful. It does not longer look brownish, but more goldenish with some nice streaks. I'm going to show you in the close-up here. A very neat reaction occurred between the green and white glaze and the iron oxide. So it was totally worth it to give it another go, which isn't always the case, but at least it's worth trying and seeing what's gonna happen. And that small little piece looks even better. I enjoy looking at the blends of crystals in the glaze. I think it's very elegant looking now, much different than before. And here's a close-up of the pot with the woman's portrait. The oxides are still very vibrant. It was a rutile and red iron oxide in the hair, but the green glaze adds more character to it and makes it more suitable for a garden sculpture pot. The lips also don't have that contrasting color anymore, and they blend much better. I encourage you to try this technique and let me know if it worked for you. If you're not happy with the results, it's always worth trying something else, a new glaze. Sometimes the results can be really nice. Thank you so much for watching.